Hi, it's Randi Sloane with Real Life at the Long Island International Film Expo, and I am standing here with Jerry Landi, who has a movie playing here called Plastic Baby War. I understand, Jerry, you wore a lot of hats during this film, so why don't you tell everybody?
Well, yeah, we shot this like the day everything was shut down in New York City, like the day, so the next morning I went out and just shot all the empty streets, and this idea was been in my head for a long time. And I did the animation on the giant baby robot that walks up and down the streets in the movie. We did the green screening, I did the editing, I did the soundtrack, and with an actor in the neighborhood who was in another film I did, he did the voiceover work, he played a small part, and my daughter helped me. So since it was the pandemic, I kept my bubble very small for this movie, so.
Well, during the pandemic, you had to.
Well, a lot of people were complaining and said, we got nothing done during the pandemic. I said, well, I made 2 films, edited 2 documentaries. I said I took advantage of the time being stuck in the house. So
I think a lot of people try to, but I also feel like people felt like they were limited to what they could do in their house. You utilized the streets. You did the animation of the robot. I mean, that's awesome. That's great.
yeah, well, it's really funny because I had a lot to say about what happened during the pandemic. But as we said in the beginning of it, it was all jokes. Like the big thing was toilet paper. My wife is a medical examiner, and 4 months before the shutdown, she gave me a list and said, go out and buy all of these things.
Wow.
So I was like, why? And she goes, just go do it. And then after the second trip, she explained to me something crazy is coming. She goes, let's be prepared. So while I was thinking about this idea was in my head for another project. And I said, wow, maybe I should combine this idea into what's happening in the beginning of the pandemic. And you see in the film, it's like the people that are on the street, that's the last time those people are on the street for months. So
Yes.
it was, yeah. And I thought we almost had to put like something like we shot everything with COVID precautions, but there were no COVID precautions when we shot the film. It was just like, okay, shut down, go lock in the house. And, yeah.
Right.
So.
Your film is titled A Pandemic Fairy Tale. Why fairy tale?
When you see the movie, you'll understand. I remember as a kid being told all these fairy tales, right? And then when I got older, I read what the fairy tales really were, like Snow White or Cinderella. Those things were pretty dark. And when I read them, like, you cut the toes off so the shoes could fit. That's kind of weird stuff. But they soft soap that when they read it to your children. You
Right.
tell your kids, well, I'm going to cut the toes off. It makes no sense. So when I wrote this, I said I want this to be like a dark pandemic fairy tale, but I want it to be light.
Okay.
So I want it to be fun, and people are going to be like, ha, 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 ha. But the subject matter is pretty, it's like, it just proves that the human race is a failed experiment, which is what I've always said. And these aliens figure it out. So that's the concept.
That's very interesting. I need to see this.
You need to see it,
I
yes.
need to see
You
this.
need to see it.
Where can anybody, or the viewers, find out about it? Any updates? Social media? Do you have a website
I'm
for it?
on. I stay off Facebook because it's too political. I'm on Instagram with Fiona Studios and Muck Duck Films, which is our production studio. And this Manny and Lindsay asked me, because this is part of another project, and they asked me to make it exclusive, to make just this to show here, just a Plastic Baby Walk, because this is part of a double feature.
Okay.
And the other part is very dark and depressing, and this
So we
is
just
fun.
figured
So yeah,
this
we're gonna
would
put that
just-
aside, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna have
Awesome.
we're gonna have a good time.
Well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.